Hi, buddies. It's me, Titi. Today, we are going to make our very own watercolor paints. That's right, we're going to make homemade watercolor paints from scratch. Wow, I love watercolor paints. They're so much fun. Before we get started today, remember that Titi wants you to be extra safe. So make sure you always have a grown-up there with you to help out. Well, let's get started by heading over to the stove. Come on! Let's turn the stove on over medium heat to heat up this small little pan here. I'm going to add 1/8 cup of water, as well as 1/4 cup of sugar. And I'll just mix it up a little bit. What we're making here on the stove is called glucose syrup. If you happen to have some already or you want to buy it from the store, it is available to purchase, but I like to just make my own because it's super easy. There, now we're going to leave it to heat up until it gets just a little bit bubbly. We don't want to let it cook for too long because then you're going to end up with caramel, and we don't want that. We just want the syrup. Our mixture is starting to bubble, and so I think I can go ahead and turn off the heat. Now I'm going to pour it into another bowl just to help it cool down a little bit quicker. Now we're going to let our syrup cool for at least 5 minutes before continuing with our recipe. All right, here in my measuring cup, I have 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I like to mix up this recipe in a measuring cup with a pouring spout because that makes it easier to pour out our mixture when we're finished. To this, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of the glucose syrup that we just made out of the sugar and the water. Next up, let's add 3 tablespoons of baking soda. Now in this bowl, I have 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. I'm gonna add it to my measuring cup. And when you do this step, be careful because it's gonna start fizzing a little bit. Check it out. And now you start stirring and just keep stirring until the fizzing has stopped and the mixture is completely blended together. The fizzing is a cool chemical reaction between the vinegar and the baking soda. Looks good. Our mixture is about the consistency of buttermilk, I would say, which is exactly what we want, but this is not something we want to eat, so don't be tempted to try it out. The next thing we're gonna do is take some bottle caps. This is a fun project that you can reuse old bottle caps with. Turn them upside down, and now we're gonna pour in some of our mixture until it's just below the top. Fantastic! The next thing we're going to do is add our color that will make our watercolor paints colorful. So here I have lots of different colors of food coloring. You can use as many or as few colors as you want. But here I have 1 different color for each different bottle cap. So what I'm going to do is take my color and put between 5 to 10 drops in each bottle cap. The more drops you put, the brighter and more vibrant your color will be. we're gonna mix the colors up with a little toothpick. Gently stir it around until the color is blended throughout evenly. Looks good! Our watercolor paints are all finished except for the fact that we have to wait for them to dry. This part takes a little bit of patience because it usually takes between 1 to 2 days for these watercolor cakes to fully harden, depending on the temperature of your house. It's been 2 days and our watercolors are all dried out and ready to use. Let's give it a try. I've got some brushes here, a clean piece of paper, a paper towel, and 2 cans of water, one for the dirty water and one for clean water if I need it. So let's see how this looks. I'm gonna start with the green. I'll dip my brush in some clean water. I'll swirl my brush around in the green to get it a little bit wet. And then I'll try painting right here. Wow! I think I'm gonna make some flowers here. I'm gonna put little leaves on my stems. Then I'll use a different color to make the flowers. Now let's go for this bright pink over here. And now I'll make a flower shape. Wow, this is a really pretty pink. I think I'm gonna make a purple flower next. I'll make this one into a tulip shape. Let's see how this orange looks. Very pretty. Next, I'm gonna try out this red. I think I'll make a couple little hearts here. Oh, that's a beautiful red. Very vibrant. I'll try this yellow. I'll make a little yellow heart to go next to the red one. Ooh, this yellow is so bright. Looks like sunshine. Let's try this turquoise blue. Wow, that's such a beautiful color. Let's see how this dark grayish black turned out. I'm gonna make a nice happy face. Wow, this looks terrific. This looks like a dark purplish blue. I'm gonna make a big swirly with this one. I think we just have one more color to test out. Let's try this blue here. Ooh, that's a nice blue. Looks a little bit like a twilight sky. And there you have it. That's how you make your own watercolor paints from scratch at home. And see, they look just as good, if not better, than the watercolor paints you can buy at the store. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a ton of fun doing this watercolor project, and I hope you will have fun giving it a try at home and experimenting with all different kinds of your own beautiful paintings. I'll see you again soon, and happy creating!